WrestleMania 40 is finally in the books, and what a mania it was. From Sami Zayn's resilience against the overwhelming force that is Gunther, bringing to an end his historic 666-day Intercontinental title reign, to the Wrestling Avengers coming out and creating a spectacle truly worthy of a WrestleMania main event. Of course, leading to the crowning of Cody Rhodes as the new undisputed WWE champion. In the process, creating the definitive WrestleMania moment. Guys, get ready to see this one on a lot of hype packages going forward, trust me. And with that, the Renaissance era of the WWE begins. But what does this all mean? Why are we as fans identifying this era as the Renaissance of professional wrestling? Well, unfortunately, to have a Renaissance, you have to have a dark period from which to be reborn from. And for that, let me introduce you to WWE in the 2010s. One of the most unsettling periods in WWE, funnily enough, proved to be the most profitable. But for the fans, it was a chore. Many of us, including myself, distanced themselves from the product and distanced themselves from the company due to the creativity and overall reverence for professional wrestling in general being at an all-time low. I mean, come on, for the rest of time, I now have to say former world champion Jinder Mahal. And that isn't even on the top 100 list of the worst things Vince McMahon has done. Like, it's not even close. So to have a product that we feel proud to enjoy, to have performers that we feel free to connect with, to have management in this company that we feel like we can trust with these performers, to have titles that actually mean something. All of this deserves to be celebrated and called out, no matter what company it's in. But with all that excitement, you have to beg the question, what's next for the WWE? Well, let's have a look at our new poster boy, our new top guy, our new face of the company, WWE champion Cody Rhodes. This man was essentially just put over by Solo Sikoa, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, The Rock, John Cena, and The Undertaker, all at the same time. Like, he had this boy crying to his little adopted dad, man. So I know that clip actually made me a little upset, I can't lie. That made me feel for him. But all that aside, this is your guy. And if this were 2018, 2017, 2016, maybe not 2016, they kind of cooked in 2016. But if this were any other year in the 2010s, there'd be this air of fear around Cody Rhodes' upcoming reign. This fear that the WWE wouldn't be able to capitalize on their hottest babyface since John Cena. But this is the Triple H era, baby. We got LA Knight, Gunther, The Rock, Randy Orton, Punk, Jay, Drew, Seth. All of these stars are scratching and clawing and fighting for not only Cody's WWE Championship, but also Damian Priest's World Heavyweight Championship, making for what is essentially the most healthy main event scene, the most stacked main event roster that the WWE has ever had. Speaking of the world title scenes, let's talk about the women. The women's side of things is perhaps the most stacked it's ever been. I mean, you got Rhea Ripley and Bayley on top of this division. Two huge names for many different reasons. With a bevy of old and new stars looking to make a name for themselves. Vets like Becky, Naomi, Charlotte, and the up-and-comers like Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Not to mention all the other big threats on the roster and the up-and-comers from NXT. After years of what felt like never-ending title reigns that didn't mean anything, and overall just a stagnant WWE, we finally feel like we've been rid of the dark clouds that have hung over this company for well over a decade. Hey, but it's not only the main event scene that's been livened up, it's also the mid-card that's gotten plenty of attention. The Intercontinental title feels as important as it's ever felt after Gunther skyrocketed its prestige, and the US title has rarely ever been as relevant as it is now around Logan's waist. Not to mention the depth within the tag division. Both brands on the weekly have been producing stellar matches every single show. I mean, Raw and SmackDown have truly taken a huge uptick in match quality and overall quality. Watching 3 hours of Raw isn't always a chore now. Watching those 2 hours of SmackDown doesn't feel like a chore anymore. I mean, I'm watching Raw and SmackDown every week. I'm willfully giving up 5 hours of my life every week, and I'm proud to say that it's the first time it's felt like it's worth it in a long time. The Renaissance era to me means hope. Hope for the future of this industry, hope for the future of these performers, and hope for the future of the fans. Because it feels like, and I could be wrong, but it feels like we're being listened to. It feels like the fans' voices are being respected and heard. And it feels like these shows are being put together with the sole purpose of the fans enjoying it as much as they can. It no longer feels like a gross old man stroking his ego. It no longer feels like that gross old man trying to tell us what we like. It no longer feels like that same WWE. And with all the competition out there, I'm glad to see that the leader of the industry is stepping up to the plate and evolving, because it means the world for the rest of the industry too. Alright guys, that's it from me. I just want to say I love professional wrestling. A grown man cried yesterday when Cody won that championship, and I just couldn't be more happy with where the product's at. Alright, peace, bye.